When we talk about this Redbird team for our preview on Tuesday night, Coach Watson, Johnny Kinzinger, and Chase Walker, just unbelievable levels in league play. They're the only two players averaging double figures right now for the Redbirds, but Johnny Kinzinger right at 16.4 points per game, and Chase Walker has just been a machine. He's averaging just under 16 points a game at 15.8.
Kinzinger is the ultimate paper boy, but let me tell you something. That dude is an assassin. Golly, don't let him trick you. You talk about a tough, hard-nosed player that can play anywhere on the court, probably anywhere in the country for that matter. And he can. He's not. He's so multidimensional. He's great at sharing the ball. He's great at making threes. He can make clutch threes. He's terrific at taking the ball off the bounce for his size. A year ago, not going to lie to you, man, I said, we'll see. This guy's not very big. And I remember Michael Mincer, who you heard a lot about, Luke, at Indiana State in your time there. Different players, similar physique. Kinzinger's not Kent Williams. It's different. Kent was cut different. He had a different disposition about the thing. But Kinzinger, man, I'll tell you what, he is made a believer out of all of us. And then Walker, we got a different version. He was coming off, I believe, a hip injury. The last time we saw him on January 5th, and he was just trying to get his legs underneath him. Literally played 14 minutes. I'm not so sure at that time they weren't better without him. I know Coach Peden knew they were because he didn't play him much. One, he wanted to help get him healthy during that game and not rush him back. But secondly, gosh, Illinois State they were so good. Jack Doherty, he had a coming out party against the Salukis, and then I think he went through some illness after that. But they have plenty of guys that can make threes, or a good shooting team. Starts with those two guys. You got a guy like Walker that can really anchor your offense and your defense in the middle, especially their offense. The way he can score, he's so fluid for a big guy. He runs well, he pivots well, he moves both left and right. He's a hard cover for whoever Southern's going to put up against him. Kinzinger, can't say enough about him, but Dalton Banks has found a good home there, and he's been the point guard that they need. He has the temperament for what they like. They like what he brings to the team. He doesn't try to overdo it. He's kind of a very similar play, but more mature, just in terms of having years and age and experience. So this is a good Redbird team coming into the Banterra Center.
SIU will only have one senior that they will honor on Tuesday night. It will be Jarrett Hensley here in his last year. What's it going to take, Coach Watson, to make it a happy senior night for Jarrett Hensley and the Salukis and knock off Illinois State, who's playing some of their best basketball of the year right now?
Well, it's got to come down to something we haven't talked about. Southern coaches who do a great job scouting, they've got to figure out Illinois State's defense, and they've got to find out areas where Deba and Kennard Davis and Hensley, the three major scorers, can get go-to baskets and a counter. You've got to have those six things out of those three guys. You've got to tell Davis, hey man, we can get you when they do this, we can get you a basket doing this, or to stop you, they've got to do that. So you do the next thing. Same way with all the other two guys. Late in the game, when it becomes a possession game, Southern's got to be good on the offensive end in front of their bench. I love it when Southern calls a timeout, and they typically run a side out of bounds. Seems like they always score out of those. You don't have that luxury. You only have 3 in the second half, so you can't call 12 timeouts just because you have possession basketball. But Southern's got to score against Illinois State's defense. They've got to take advantage of a team that hasn't out-rebounded its opponents throughout the season, the first 18 league games. That's going to be a big factor, which means you got to steal offense off the rim. You've got to take away Walker and the other guys off their offensive rim. And then finally, you've got to get to those three-point shooters. You've got to make sure they're challenged and pressured.
Our Saluki radio coverage will begin Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, and tip-off will be at 7. So for the Coach Ronnie Watson, I am Luke Martin. We will talk to you Wednesday night. Saluki Nation. Go Dogs!